All right, so we're on to day 95. Get your worksheets. Capitalization is all review. Do it on your own, and you can check your answers at the end of the video. Punctuation also is all review today. So let's take a look at the sentence and see what you come up with. You can work on ahead of me if you think you know this stuff, and then just listen back through to see if you're correct. Personally, I wouldn't divide several as si, ver, al, and I recommend, quite frankly, you're using higher level vocabulary. Well, okay, let's get started. First thing, when you introduce a sentence with an ly adverb, generally you have a comma after it. So it would be personally, comma, I wouldn't. Wouldn't is a contraction for would not. So you're going to put an apostrophe between the N and the T. I wouldn't divide several. Okay, now that word is being used out of context. So what you do is you're going to draw a line underneath it. And that shows the reader that this word isn't actually part of the sentence, but a word that's being referenced for a different reason in the sentence. All right, so personally, I wouldn't divide several as SE-VER-AL, comma, and I recommend, comma, quite frankly, comma, you're using higher level vocabulary, period. All right, so this is a sentence with a lot of punctuation, a lot of start and stop in order for it to make sense. So let's take a look at it again. Here's what that all turned out to be. Personally, I wouldn't divide several as si, ver, al, and I recommend, quite frankly, you use, oh, I missed one, higher level. Those words are related, so there would be a dash, and then vocabulary, period at the end. And the other thing that I missed when I was going back through is the comma that I said as I was discussing it with you, but I think I missed it. Personally, I wouldn't divide several as several, comma. All right, now I've got the correct sentence up there. All right, good. Parts of speech, verbs. So we're looking at subject-verb agreement here. And when you have a long sentence, it's helpful to delete those prepositional phrases if you're trying to figure out what the subjects and the verb phrases are. So with interest in massages, Josie and her friends will stay only at hotels with spas. All right, so let's get rid of those prepositional phrases. There's two of them right at the beginning. So get rid of with interest and get rid of in massages. And what are you left with? Josie and her friends will stay only at hotels with spas. Then cross out at hotels and with spas. And pretty much what you're left with is Josie and her friends will stay. So what is the subject? Underline it once. Josie, friends. And what is the verb phrase? Will stay. There it is. All right. Next section, parts of speech, nouns. And we're working on making possessives. To form the possessive of a singular noun, add apostrophe plus s. For example, clam in the possessive is clam's shell. You can see the apostrophe s. To form the possessive of a plural noun that doesn't add in s, you add apostrophe plus s. The example is women, and it would be the women's luncheon. Then we have to form the possessive of a plural noun that does add in s. All you do is add the apostrophe. Example, ladies. Then we have ladies' luncheon, and you'll see it's s apostrophe. All right. So for your work, you're going to write the possessive form and of the noun and the object that it possesses. All right, so the first one, habitat of more than one octopus. All right, so the object that's being possessed is habitat. How do you say more than one octopus? octopus in the plural becomes octopi. All right, so whose habitat is it? It's the octopi's habitat. So that would be this, octopi's habitat. That's the possessive noun and what it possesses. Tours taken by senior citizens. All right, so the thing that's being possessed is the tours. And who possesses it? The senior citizens. So that's a plural. We know then, looking up at the rules, that if something ends in S in its plural form, you just add apostrophe. So we have the senior citizens apostrophe tours. Last one, exhibit belonging to a museum. The object that is being possessed is the exhibit, and it belongs to the museum, so it's the museum's exhibit, and it would be M'(S). All right, so those are the possessive nouns and the objects that they possess. Last thing that you have to do is take 4 sentences and combine it into one sentence that is not a run-on, it's not a fragment, that's punctuated correctly, and I will look forward to reading it. Capitalization answers. You should have done this on your own, and you're just checking to make sure that your answers were correct. Okay, here they are. The sentence is pikake, an Asian vine growing by that Hawaiian bungalow that overlooks the Pacific Ocean near Diamond Head on Oahu. Those are the words that should have been capitalized. If you missed any of them, make sure you capitalize them. If you capitalize some that shouldn't have been, fix it. And I will check it all when you hand in your assignment. All right, guys, God bless you.